Welcome everybody to our final video talking about Survivor Samoa. We're gonna be ranking the season, the winner, and the whole cast. We each have our own ongoing tier list for the seasons and the winners, and then we collaborate on the cast tier ranking. This is a thing we started doing a couple seasons ago. It's a fun time to wrap everything up and
Yeah, put a bow on it, Just
put a bow
tie
on
it
it.
off and say happy trails
And I did
as we
do
move on to the
before
next.
the season. I did a preview and predictions video where I tried to predict where he'll place the season and the winner before I saw any of his reactions. So see how accurate that is as well. And but yeah, so the season. We'll start with the season. All right, so this is Alex's tier list currently with Micronesia, Pearl Islands in S tier, China, Amazon, Tocantins, Vanuatu, Australia, A tier, Panama, Cook Islands, Borneo, B tier, Marquesas, All Stars, Fiji, Gabon, Guatemala, Palau, C tier, Africa, D tier, Thailand, F tier. And does that seem right to you, just to start?
I think that's pretty accurate. I um I'm just looking here. I might I might be I might be easing up a little bit on Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
Easing up a little on Gabon. I could see myself bringing that up a space above Fiji.
Okay. You could see it,
Yeah. I could see
or
it.
you
Yeah,
will.
I would put it above Fiji. Yeah.
I just
The
want to say
entertainment
I could
value
see it.
alone is really funny. It's a funny season. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a memorable and funny season.
It
So,
is.
um, but
Any other changes?
everything else seems pretty accurate. I think that's pretty accurate in terms of how I feel about it. Um,
Okay, so what are you thinking about Samoa? Would where do your eyes gravitate towards, or what's the vibe?
this is really difficult because this is one of those things where it's like the finale has really changes the whole perspective of the entire season. Um, uh, I think I'm gonna put it. Interesting that I just moved Gabon because I think I'm actually gonna put it right between All Stars and Gabon.
Okay.
Um, I think overall there's things that I really liked about the season. Um, I felt the maybe misleading timbre of the whole piece maybe works in rewatches, but as a first time watch, it feels rough. It's very dominated by one central character, and that's kind of the detriment of the rest of the cast. We don't really know our winner as well as most other winners throughout the whole course of all of Survivor. Um, and even though like playing the quiet game clearly was a really smart idea when you have such a loud and dominant personality as Russell, it it is in the overemphasis of that edit that it just like ends up kind of like all you can remember about the whole season is going to be Russell, despite the fact that he didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's kind of a weird. That's just a weird position to be in. Um, so that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. This is a soft. I don't. I'm gonna keep ruminating as I keep talking about if I wanna bump it up a little bit because all this to be said, all the sort of criticism I said, Russell just does make this season just super entertaining the whole time.
Right.
Um, maybe top of C, it might not be a bad spot for it. I think it is the yeah. I think I feel pretty good about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it there.
I can see that. Well, my prediction going into the season was that it would be the bottom of B tier, which puts
Okay,
it just one
I
spot below
I
where it ended up.
I was almost thinking about that, but like I think this is where it's gonna sit for now. Yeah. This feels because it's like yeah, maybe I'll ease up on it over time, less like I did a little just a tad with Gabon, but
So yeah,
yeah, it's like right on
literally.
that cusp.
So the placement I got exactly right. It's 11th
Yeah, the play,
out of
yeah,
19th.
yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty great, actually. So you did get the placement correct.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good work. Good work. All right.
So you know my taste pretty well, I think, at this point. You kind of know what I'm thinking.
Here's my season ranking.
Yeah.
Micronesia, Pearl Islands S, China, Panama, Vanuatu, Gabon, Tocantins, Amazon A tier, Cook Islands, Marquesas, Borneo B tier, Palau, Guatemala, Fiji, Australia C tier, All Stars Africa D tier, Thailand F tier. Um, I'm honestly, I might be right around the same spot. Honestly, maybe I just chose where I would have put it. You know,
Yeah, maybe.
bottom of B tier potentially. Palau and Guatemala, they have good
Mm,
moments in there.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think it will go top of C tier. I'll go with
All
you
right.
actually. Top of C
All right.
tier.
All right. How about
There's really good. I mean, there's so many great moments that are pretty much all via Russell, and
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, that's what makes the season not so great for me. Is because like if you don't like Russell, you're not gonna like any of the season ever.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like you just
It
have
is a
to like
double-edged
Russell, and
sword.
it's just like here's Russell, you gotta love Russell. So
Yeah, it's one of those things where I forgot I talked with my my parents. I was talking about some things earlier this past weekend. Um but I forgot to mention that I had watched this season. I because I don't know. I'm assuming they got way past this season when they were had been watching Survivor.
mhm.
So I didn't check in with them to see like, oh, so I watched the Russell season. Like
Yeah,
um which they would know that. I'm sure they watched this far into it. So
right. Yeah, so that's where I fall with it. The same reasoning.
yeah.
The editing is just too skewed, and it's like either the overall rest of the cast is really weak, or the editing is just really does them no favors. So you
Mm,
know, and it's like it's very cool to have a story where you come in with the tribes 8-4 in numbers, and the four win the day. You know, that's pretty.
yeah.
It's pretty great, even though it does kind of ironically lead to a little rote part in the middle where it's just like the glue are getting picked off. But yeah, I mean it's top of C tier, the
Mm.
best of the average.
Yeah,
Sounds
best
about
of the
right.
average.
All right.
You're very good at being average.
All right. How about the winner rankings? All right.
Okay.
Here's your current ranking, which is S tier. Todd, Tom, JT, Yule, Parvati. A tier Earl, Richard, Brian, B tier Chris, C tier Sandra, Vesepia, Tina, D tier Aris, Ethan, Danny, F tier Bob, Amber, Jenna. So we have Natalie entering the fray, the one we have the least amount of like data on, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
So here's what I'm thinking. Uh it's this might seem odd or shocking.
mhm.
But I'm not going to put her in F tier. I think I would put her. I'm honestly thinking top of D, maybe bottom of C, but top of D feels pretty good. And like a lot of it is really just like we just get confirmation she does do some make some moves in the game. We do have confirmation via her that like her that is her whole goal was to kind of let Russell take all the heat and just ally herself with the best person, and what the best person is somebody that is picking you to ally himself with to get him through the game. Whereas I'm just going to play the social game and be nice to everybody. Whereas you're a dick to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And she navigated that pretty well. The problem is, like, it's just hard to know, her mindset through most of it because we got like so little time with her. So it's
Yeah.
like,
How intentional? How intentional was it?
yeah, how intentional really was it? I mean, I think there is some intention behind it for sure, but um, I don't know. It's hard to say, but yeah, I think that feels pretty good for
But then, what say
me.
you about Amber? All right. So what puts Natalie in the top of D tier and Amber middle of F tier? Because you think about it, they're very
It's
similar
true. It's
spots.
true. It's true. I actually am thinking about a maybe reanalyze, talk about maybe doing that.
Reanalyzing
I
where
think
you
maybe
put
this is,
Amber.
yeah, I think this maybe might be the time. I think I got to put her right below, um, right above Aris.
Mm-hmm. How about that? Upgrade.
Yeah,
Upgrade for Amber.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I think it's hard to say because that is another one where it's just like Rob did everything, right? Rob did everything, but she ended up being the winner. Um, but I think there's a degree of um what of all the great kings in history, who would be nothing without the woman that they had to confide in and to discuss their strategies with
Mm-hmm.
and to talk to and collaborate with. So it's like that partnership is what did it for him, and she seized that and utilized it too for herself. And it's like, yeah, what they had on the island was clearly real. We know this by the children that they produced. um, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it worked. It worked in multiple ways. So, um, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's not an exciting strategy, so it's hard to really like promote them much higher than that. But it is, as we've seen at least a couple of times, it is an effective one.
Yeah. And
So,
someone left a comment on our Survivor Samoa finale, which we'll get to when we do the podcast. But
hmm
it was essentially how the show is kind of bad with having kind of sexist edits, where the women are often under edited. If you look at all the winners so far, almost all of them are
mm,
like under edited versus when you have the man who's the winner. It's very
mm,
obvious like what they did, why they won. It's just like they have trouble portraying like a women winner,
yeah.
and
It's like Parvati is like the one, like it is the one difference there.
yeah, and even on that, when we looked at the count, it was pretty even amongst a lot of the people towards the end, and
Mm,
there were, but that wasn't a rare instance where it was like mostly women in the end too.
right,
But yeah, like these more understated winners too, because that's often how the women have to play. They're gonna
right.
get left in the shuffle of the edit here. So
A little bit, yeah. And yeah, and I wonder, like, I mean, yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about for sure. Mm,
and what we
yeah,
give
sort of.
people credit winners credit for often is voting correctly and not getting votes against you. Um,
Right.
I'm trying to think. Natalie got votes at one point, I think, because they were trying to do an idol thing.
hmm
Uh, I think that was when they had John flip. They had put votes
Yeah.
on Natalie,
Right.
but she did vote correctly every single time. Her and Russell voted correctly the
Yep.
entire season, every single
Right.
tribal. So she knew what was happening. She never was left unaware.
Never was out of the loop. Yeah.
Yeah. So at least you can give credit for that. But yeah, anything
Right.
else in this ranking would you change?
I think this still looks pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so you ended up with Natalie at top of D, which is 6 below, so she was 13th. 13 out of 19. I predicted top of F tier, 16 out of 19.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
3 off on that, but
I don't know. I'm feeling a little generous about the strat. Generous about the strat.
That's nice. That's nice. And here's my here's my winner tier list: JT, Tom, Todd, Yule, Earl, Parvati, all S tier. Richard, Brian, Chris, A tier, no B tier.
No beer
Tina,
tier.
Sandra, Vesepia, C tier. RS, Ethan, Amber, Danny, D tier. Bob, Jenna, F tier. Yeah, it's tough because I don't think Natalie was the most active player. Whereas like I feel like Danny probably was more active in an underdog position. Natalie had the moment with the Eric vote, but then was mostly more passive. And so I would probably put her at the bottom of a D tier, right there.
Right. Yeah.
Because I do think Danny, we've gotten used to seeing her at the bottom there, but she did at least she put in work.
True.
Like you can't look at her game and be like she didn't do anything. She
definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She, again, another understated player, but like she was somebody that was clearly like playing the game the whole time.
She beat the radar, by the way.
She beat the radar. I know. I think playing under the radar is okay. I know they say beat the radar to be like, oh, she was a strong
so
woman.
far off the radar that you can't even be perceived on the radar.
Yeah. But it's but no, we did get like glimpses at like what her plans were throughout the season. So
yeah, and honestly, I mean, a lot of these winners, I could see them all moving up to C tier that are in D tier, just for the sake of having a more diverse tier list. I think I feel like most winners would be at least C tier, because Aris. I remember someone was defending Aris on one of our comments that we read,
and that's fair.
It just doesn't help that he's boring. That does
that's
some bias
sort of
to
the
it,
problem.
But
yeah, that is
he probably is a C tier winner. I'm not sure. And Ethan just kind of was like a nice guy,
Yeah,
wasn't too much more than that with Ethan. And so I could see C tier and D tier, a lot of that being interchangeable. That's where I'm at with it right now. I think Bob and Jenna can sit in F tier pretty comfortably.
Yeah, pretty comfortably there. I think so. I think that's pretty good.
And then the top tier, S tier. Also, a good string of winners right there. I think that
great string of winners. Yeah,
it's still tough to say, like with JT, if he's really like the best. He's like really the best strategic winner or best mind for the game or anything like that. But he really was just so dominant and like it was so clearly JT for the whole season.
Apparently so charming that like everybody was just like in love with him, like completely and utterly, including like family members that were visiting. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yep. So I might say switching Earl and Yule to whoa.
What is happening? What?
If you shake the mouse, it does that on a Mac at least.
On a Mac, okay, that's
because it's like, oh, where's my mouse? There it is.
Oh! Okay, that's cool.
But like Yule, I often conflicted on because I think he's great, but he's very much aided by that idol, and then like twists happening, like the message in a bottle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Earl's game is kind of more clean, but so I'll just do a little bit of that.
All right, that's fair.
Let's do that real quick.
Earl does have a very clean game. It's a good game for sure.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. There's a winner in our season rankings right there.
All right.
So, not spectacularly ranked up at the top.
Nope. Nope. Nothing too crazy this time. We did have a little bit of reorganizing here, though. That's always good. Always good to do.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. As always, you can sound off with your different rankings for the seasons and the winners too. Curious to
Right.
see that. And here we're gonna go into the cast ranking. All right, we're gonna collaborate on the
Okay.
classic formula we keep borrowing. Whoever made these templates, uh, iconic, love, great, good, meh, dislike, hate.
How many mez are we gonna have this time
This
around?
is gonna be interesting. All right, this is
Yeah.
whatever order they have these in. We got
Yeah.
Russell
Oh, it's
Hantz,
iconic. Iconic. How
iconic,
could he be anything but
an iconic queen.
iconic? Iconic queen. Okay.
Shambo.
Shambo. Shambo's interesting. I kinda love Shambo. I don't know if I'd put her in love
I kind of
tier.
love her.
I kinda love
Yeah,
her.
look, I think she's the next best, but I don't even think she would make
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. I don't think she would either,
I would say
actually, to be
great. I
honest.
would give her great.
I'd put her in great. Yeah. I thought she was pretty great.
And like what otherwise would have been like a pre-merge boot if like Glue went to another tribal council
Yeah.
like pretty easily, probably. Well,
I think
actually, you
so,
never know
yeah.
because they were doing that whole thing with the guys were trying to win her over and stuff. So maybe something would happen. But
Mm.
she just seems like someone who usually you would only get a couple episodes of, and the fact that she lasted the whole season, we got some gold there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Her crazy way in her hair, as Jeff
Yep.
would say.
Her mullet.
Yeah. All right, Yasmin. Yasmin, they didn't give us much of Yasmin. Like,
No, she ordered people around, and then old Ben
yeah,
showing up in
that just
here and
dominated
being a
that whole thing.
yeah. So, like, I don't know, like, meh. I
She's
couldn't
good
think
or
of
meh?
anything other yeah.
Because I don't think she's a bad
I mean, she
casting
did pretty
choice, but we just didn't get much
no.
time.
I feel like she would have been more yeah, if we'd had more time with her, I feel like she could have been a little bit more of an interesting force to reckon.
So even when she got voted out, it was very
It's
much just like a, very unexciting
yeah.
vote. But I don't know. What would you say?
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between that too. I'd good. We'll throw in good for now, I
All
think.
right. Mick. Hmm. I think hate we can reserve for one person in this cast.
Yeah, I think there's one person in this cast we can definitely
I
put
would
in
say
there.
dislike for Mick.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you.
Again, we must preface so
Giving
it's not about what we think about them as a person. We don't really
yeah,
dislike or hate them unless for this
right.
cast it will be who we actually hate. But
We do
usually it's
actually kind
not.
of hate, yeah.
But Mick really
um,
gave nothing. The fact he was there the whole
yeah.
season and still gave us less than Yasmin in her 3 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty incredible when you consider that.
And we
Um,
were hearing from him, like obviously not much, but we were hearing from him more than other people. And it was just like
yeah.
nothing. It was just like the most boring, like unexciting statements. Even in the reunion, he's like
Yeah,
not. He doesn't really have a stance on anything. He's just like, yeah, it's hard
yeah.
to say. Russell did do this, but he's also this. So
It's like, "Thanks, Mr. Fence Sitter."
Mr. Feckless, it's Mr.
Mr.
Feckless to you.
Feckless over here. Alright.
That's how I feel about Mick.
Yeah.
Kelly got done dirty like supremely. We got nothing from Kelly.
Yeah,
She's
pretty
just a
much.
victim of the idol blindside.
Yeah,
Like
big time, yeah.
it's hard to say. It can't be anything more than meh,
And I
but
don't think so.
could be dislike, but I don't know.
I'm yeah, it's another one of those things where it's like, I don't really remember her all that much.
Is she better than Mick?
I would say so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
I
there.
would
She
say
said
so.
one thing one time.
She
It
said,
was
like, one
pretty
thing,
good.
and she was,
Um,
uh,
I
yeah, I
would
mean, I'm kinda thinking
say what?
hmm? I was thinking, like, top dislike maybe.
Okay,
Yeah,
that works. I feel bad
yeah.
that she got done dirty because I don't think
Yeah.
It didn't seem like she was uninteresting. Like she apparently was in a good
No.
position. They just decided not to show anything from her. Like, what do you not want us to root for her? So then when she gets cut down, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, Betsy,
I'd actually put her at good as well.
good, good for
Betsy
Betsy.
had Betsy had the moment. It was like the moment of like clocking Russell. It was just great. I don't know. It was just like really that was a very memorable
You got a couple of
um
clockers in here.
early that was a really early good moment that I thought was really fun.
She had a
She's either
good
going to be
moment.
bought, but she did have a good moment. It's either that or Matt. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking though. In between those two.
I'd say pretty good. Mm,
Pretty good.
good. Let's say good. All right. How about that?
Yeah, I think she's good.
She got done dirty. I mean, again, like she got stuck.
Yeah,
Any person who got
yeah,
stuck in a trap with Russell and then like hit this buzz saw, basically, they couldn't do
yeah,
anything.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Jason.
Now Jason's really interesting, um, because Jason had multiple. He had a lot of really good moments. That I were very memorable to me
Hmm.
throughout the season. I think he's a great casting choice. Um, he apparently was, and he won. What didn't he win immunity?
A
It was a
couple
couple times in a
couple of,
yeah, a couple immunities, I think, which was pretty cool to see.
but he's also not very interesting.
Yeah,
But
yeah. At the same time, he's also not very interesting.
I would put him at least the
Um,
top of good.
yeah, I think I'd put him in. I think that it's either that or below Shambo and great, but I think I kind of have a hard time putting him in great.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
think,
good. Like he offered some
yeah,
good perspectives and good insight throughout the season that we weren't getting from like a Mick or Natalie.
yeah.
But yeah, not much more than that.
Yeah, he had some like decent decent insight strategically. I think um was there.
How about Danger Dave Ball?
Can we put him below Mick? I don't know if that's fair, but
No, he gave more than
no,
Mick.
yeah, he did. He did give more than
He
Mick.
didn't like.
I would put
He just had a couple stupid moments. Like he really didn't do much
yeah,
strategically. Even like
yeah,
he ended up just being like
I,
waiting to be slaughtered at some point from Russell. He's like, oh, I'll do whatever
I,
Russell says.
yeah. I mean, I'd put him in Meh. I think he's sort of like a poster boy of Meh. I think. But
Danger Dave Ball, the poster boy of
Danger
meh.
Dave, Danger Dave,
All right, what about another clocker, Marisa? An
yeah,
early
Marisa.
clock from Marisa. She's
Um,
literally saw what nobody else could see, which was him going off and
yeah.
having conversations with every single person. And he was like, just always be honest with me. So she was like, all right, I'll be honest, Russell. I don't know if I
I
trust
just
what
don't
you're
trust
doing.
you.
You go, okay, well, you gotta go then. And that's all that was.
Yep, and there it is, and there you have it. There it was.
I think she had
Um,
potential to be fun. Like she made more of a mark in that moment than a lot of the other
yeah,
pre-mergers.
it's
I
true.
would put her in good somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for showing for showing Russell's she's the first insight of Russell's strategy. If you show any sign of weakness of not being loyal to me, you're done.
Yeah, and she's got a weird. There's like a weird strand to her too that you know was so
Yeah,
untapped. There was
yeah.
something
There's
crazy in there.
something weird going on there, and it was really fun.
So I would
So
put her above Betsy, maybe.
yeah, yeah. I think I would agree. Actually, weirdly enough,
How about that? What about Laura?
Laura and Shambo had this huge feud that seemed to be from kind of nothing. I think they talked about it during the reunion, and it was just sort of like they gave such a non-answer about it. Like Laura gave like almost a complete non-answer. I mean her answer really could be summed up of we're just like two kind of independent women and we just butted heads and it just didn't get along.
Yeah.
Because like we were each in like we each have completely different lanes, and that caused friction because like it just didn't work. Like there was nothing going on there type of thing.
Yeah, I think the thing with Laura is like the cast talks about her like she's more of a force than what we actually saw. Like they talk about her like she was this big threat and like what a presence she was, and like we just didn't get that. She talks about how she's redefining what it means to be a granny. You know, that was something we didn't get.
That's right. I forgot about that.
All the 40-year-olds out there, the old ladies in the audience.
Yeah. You dried up. You dried up. You're 40.
You know, every time you think of a 40-year-old granny, you think they're at home knitting sweaters. You know, she's redefining what it means.
It's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I've known several of those, and I don't think that.
So,
I
like the idea of Laura.
You like the idea of Laura?
Yeah, I like the idea of her, but I don't know if she actually is that. I've heard she's pretty great from these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know though. I just don't trust it by what my eyes saw.
It's gonna be meh or bottom of good is where I would be.
Yeah. I think yeah, that's kind of where I am. I was thinking just above Dave in meh.
Okay, yeah. Natalie White, the winner herself. Where does the winner of Survivor Samoa fall on the tier list of the cast?
Boy.
She seems so nice, right?
She seems very nice. Very nice. I'd put her above Laura and Matt.
That's where I was thinking too. Yeah.
It's just very, again, we've talked about it so much, but like it's just why so many
we could have had something like she just didn't have the sauce. Like obviously we don't know what they left on the cutting room floor, but if she had sauce, we would have gotten it. Like if she was like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna ride this dummy all the way to the end. Like they would have given us some like. She gave us some spice like that, you know. Give us something.
But she's too nice. She's a prayer warrior.
Yeah, that's what we got from her.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say much higher than that because, yeah. Monica's
interesting. Monica was, you know, she definitely like the way people were making Laura sound. That was kind of what I almost felt about Monica. It was like she did seem like she was both a strategic and social threat in the game.
And she was giving us the entertainment at the very least on her way out. Like she was giving us way more than a lot of these people were. Like really, like poking the bear with Russell, like antagonizing him essentially, and just she was having a lot of fun with it. She had some fun moments. But yeah, much of the season with a lot of the glues, you don't get much from her. But I think she's good. She had more potential than what was seen, I think.
Yeah, I'm like hovering around the Jason area with her.
Yeah, I would put her maybe top good.
I think I would. Yeah, I think I'd say that.
God, I'll make way.
Yeah, she gave us this. Who is this man?
This Brett. Guy, yeah. Stock image.
T-shirt designer himself.
Brett. Yeah. God. How can you be such a force and so nothing at the same time? I think there's something remarkable about
Mike
that.
Tyson. He's Brett.
He's no Mike Tyson. He's Brett. All right. There's got to be something.
There's got to be something. That's very true. There's got to be something.
There's got to be like that has to be telling. The fact that he was like if he won one more challenge, he wins the game, and like we didn't see anything from him for the last until we absolutely had to, like when he started winning the challenge.
Think about that. Think about the edit of that. We didn't see him. Like he's almost like a last minute, like the last wrinkle,
Yep, it's like a
you
new
think the
new
villain.
enemy, new boss
Yeah,
emerges.
yeah. It's like what?
That's not how
I
this
thought
game
we beat the
works.
game. Yeah, there he is. He's just for the Brett, the Force. Um,
I think he's dislike.
yeah, I think I'd put him there too, just because like gave nothing.
He gave more
He's
than
in fourth.
Mick.
He's he's in. You give more than Mick.
I'll give him more than Mick, but less than Kelly.
Yeah, give him more than Mick, but less. I think I would agree with that. More than Mick, less than Kelly. He's an enigma, that's for sure.
Yeah. Liz. Liz was actually pretty fun for the time she was there. She was just like, unfortunately, was the last one cut off before the merge. Like it was close to being if she just made it. If they won one more challenge or whatever, she could have been in there the whole season with the Foas. Though she was like the
Mm,
one who showed any sign of like dissension against Russell too. Like
right.
she made some sort of comment about him with the idol. Like you probably found it essentially. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I almost felt like she would have been like the rallying force that could have like organized people to get up against Russell, and it just like nothing ever amounted from it. So
There's definitely untapped potential there. She got stuck on the tribe where she ultimately
yeah,
was the last one gone, and then it was just like even the rounds before that, it was just like we're just sitting here. It's raining, and then it's like, all right, what's Russell gonna decide essentially? And
yeah,
it's his trust, the trust factor that made him go in that direction. So
right,
would have been more interesting probably than all the other foes and to see in the merge other than Russell. So
yeah,
I think I would put her in good. Maybe
yeah. I think I would too. I'd put her like right around Jason, maybe.
I was thinking, yeah, she might even be better than Jason actually. If we're being
Yeah,
real.
I think that's
Yeah,
kind of what I was just thinking. Yeah,
Jason just is there longer, so he's gonna have more.
yeah, yeah,
How about that?
yeah. All right.
John. John had little bits of strategic um
Yeah,
thoughts coming in. He did make the whole flip happening. He had a nice confessional about how they're all the Galoos are idiots basically for all these stupid blunders they've done. So it's kind of
yeah,
cool to see like a more self-aware Galoo member essentially. He knew a
yeah,
little wiser than some of the others. Ultimately, he's still fairly vanilla.
yeah. Yeah. There were sparks of him throughout. Like there were little confessionals, like in most episodes where he'd show up. He was one of the more interesting members of that tribe. But yeah, I do kind of agree that it was a little bit like, eh, at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Um,
So like bottom of good, top of meh, somewhere around there.
I was thinking like top of meh, probably. That's probably what I'd
Yeah.
put.
Yeah. Mike Barassi. He got medically evacuated early on. Not the weakest in the tribe, though. Let's say that.
No, just say that.
Uh, this guy could have been a good character, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he said something kind of like I was sort of like eyebrow raising at one
A
point.
couple questionable
Yeah,
comments in there in his short
yeah,
time, in his short stint on the
yeah.
island. Who could have had a lot
I
more
mean
of
that.
that?
Yeah, for that alone, I kind of was leaning towards dislike. Um,
Yeah, yeah. And then in the reunion, he's like, "At least I didn't cry on national
yeah, it's
TV or
like
whatever."
yeah, it's just like
Put him at the
okay.
top of dislike.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. We could have gotten more. I don't know. I would have been probably entertaining,
Because
but
it'll be a very different, it's a different presence than a lot of these, like young 20-somethings that are out there. Oh, who's this?
Oh, who's this? Oh, look, he's going to hate. Like there's
Hate that
only
guy.
one position to
We
hate that
say that
guy.
every season, like the tier lists. It's awkward when it's like probably the worst of the cast, and you have to put them in a hate because you don't actually hate them.
Yeah,
So this is like the one exception.
yeah,
He's my least
yeah. No,
favorite.
I
One of
mean,
my least favorite players ever.
it was just very distasteful. Pretty much everything that came out of that guy's mouth was just like kind of gross and made like I just didn't like him. He just made me feel bad.
No, yeah, not
Like
a semblance of remorse or anything, because he's clearly very
yeah,
comfortable with talking like that with who he's around in everyday life. But
right. And because like I mean like I think I even said this in the episode. Like I can understand if there was like if you felt like once people like talked to you and had said like, hey man, like this is hurtful, like you shouldn't talk to people like that, and like actually like maybe coming to grips with like, yeah, maybe I reanalyzing the redemption sort of aspect, you I would love to see that. I would love to see somebody change their mind about something like that, but he showed no signs of ever changing his mind about anything, and it was very gross.
I wanted to see Jeff, if he was going to talk to him at all in the reunion, at least ask him, do you have any regrets? Because I'm not convinced that he would have said yes.
Yeah,
I'm honestly,
I don't think he would have either.
Because in his stupid final words, he was like, "People don't like to hear the truth. I tell it like it is," or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, it's like ew.
So he probably would have said some shit like that. He's like, I got no filter, Jeff. What can I say? No. So there you go. He can stay there.
Yep.
What about Eric?
Eric is also interesting. Because I think he of Galoo, he was the one that was probably like, especially after Russell, he was like kind of the de facto leader. I think he was kind of the favorite for that tribe, like the strong guy that might make it to the end, which is why it was such a big deal when
at least.
Definitely how he felt, definitely how he presented. But like, I don't know. I'm kind of with John. It's like in the same place as John.
Yeah.
Like, just like, I will say, I will give him this. At least his final tribal, what he said, I think was the indicator, was the hint. It was the indicator. I mean, there were other hints sprinkled throughout the season, you could say, but that was the ultimate indicator of like, this is how we're all voting. Like,
true. I was gonna say that was an indicator of like why he was cast. Like that's a pretty good.
Oh.
It showed.
That was a good
showed his potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. He had a good moment there.
Because he kind of came across as kind of a prick through most of the rest of everything.
So what would we say, top of meh?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I would say that top of meh.
What about Ashley? Huh?
Who?
Yeah, she's another nice lady.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, but she's really
another nice lady. I'll tell you.
I would put her at the bottom of meh.
Yeah, I would too. I think that's
Well,
yeah.
She's not quite a dislike for me, but Lastly, the other Russell, the good Russell.
I make the case that Russell goes in great. I really like Russell a lot. I think he was a great casting choice.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was sort of the backbone, the energy to Galoo.
Yeah.
The glue of Galoo.
The glue. The glue guy.
I really and I really wanted to see him go further, and like it was too bad, everything that happened. And like that is an iconic moment. Like that's going to be a moment that I'm never going to forget about this show, of like him like practically almost dying.
Yeah.
And like Lisa completely losing consciousness, his heart stopping like on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like not a scripted thing, like that happened to this man. So it's like and then the raw emotion after, it was that was pretty awesome.
That was pretty
but
yeah.
But then the raw emotion after is just like very relatable, and like Um,
I mean, he showed a lot of personality in
yeah,
that reunion too. It's like I wish we got more of that throughout the
yeah,
season, because most of the season he's kind of stifled by like, I'm the leader, I gotta do leader things, and that's like most of
yeah,
what we got. And usually that kind
yeah.
of player isn't the most exciting to watch because they're gonna play very one way,
The
and so.
right.
But that's why I'm just curious what the merge would have looked like for him, because you think of like
Mm,
someone like Andrew Savage from Pearl Islands as I feel like a similar type of player. I'm just gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off, and if I get hit by the bullet before anyone else, so be it.
Yeah. Andrew Savage would just look depressed all the time. That's the only difference there. He just
Russell
looked
wasn't too
depressed.
happy a lot of the time either, especially.
He was. It's true. He was getting a little fed up. I mean, well, that was actually one of the things that might have like led to that
Yeah.
event. Was like he was just overworking himself and not drinking water and just like, come on, we
Hmm.
got to do this thing. I got to do this thing for the tribe because I'm the leader. So
I mean, if anyone else is
yeah,
gonna be in great, it's gonna be him. I
yeah,
might personally put him in the top of good, but I think great is fine for him.
yeah, yeah. I think you could make the case that it's more maybe more fitting on top of good. I almost just think just great in terms of like that was an amazing casting decision. It was like really these top three were like are like casting gold basically.
Yeah.
Like these top three are just like these are the kind of people that you want in a season of Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Jason is actually really good casting too.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. How do we feel about
I don't know.
this?
This looks pretty good. I love the fact that we just like love. Nope, no way. It's
Bottom loaded
uh,
here. Yeah.
it is bottom loaded. Yeah, but I think that's kind of accurate to the season.
Look, I think we did the
Um,
cast pretty good justice. I mean, like we gave some
yeah,
kudos to people who didn't get to shine as much as we feel like they could have, and we gave them good at
yeah.
least. So
Well, it's a lot of the people that made their mark on Russell's story, you could say, or I felt like they're worth putting a good in there because it's memorable. It's memorable when that happened. Like there are moments in the season that I'm like, oh yeah, that was interesting. I could remember
except
that
for Natalie
happening.
beating him, that wasn't good enough. Declining his
Nope.
$10,000 offer and
to get
hundred
to
thousand
get the
dollars.
title.
That's pretty good right there. Yeah, one iconic and two greats.
Yeah.
The rest are good and below. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Survivor Samoa, baby.
That's it. That's Samoa in a nutshell.
From one
All
cast into
right.
the next, we're gonna be coming back next week, and we're gonna talk about the cast of Heroes versus Villains. Come on.
I'm pretty
Uh,
excited. I
I've,
don't I have some ideas as who's gonna be a part of it,
mhm.
but like I
I
don't
I
know.
was back and forth on whether to just go right into the first episode and talk about it afterwards. But I think it would be fun for, such a monumental season to at least have the time to talk about each of them. Maybe talk a
Yeah.
bit about, their previous time playing, that kind of thing.
I think it'll be good because I feel like that would make because our after talk, I felt like after the first episode would just be super long. I think it's
Yeah.
probably better to have a dedicated episode about it. Um
And then
so yeah.
and then we can talk about what you think are snubs or whatever as well.
Hmm.
But I'll just say this: I think it's a really good cast. I think it's a really good cast. There's going to be a couple people missing, probably you might expect, but it's still an amazing cast. So it'll be fun to
Well,
talk.
there's a much wider array. I think the benefit of this, as opposed to like All Stars, had a much smaller pool to pick
Yeah,
from, and I think that led to some of the more oddball choices because scheduling conflicts. Some people couldn't make it or whatever on that season. Whereas this, they have a much larger pool to decide and to pick from in this one, and I think that in and of itself could really make for some fun casting and really good casting too for
yeah.
bringing old favorites and
And
everything
the
back.
the
So
whole premise of Heroes versus Villains as well. There's a couple that are like, is that in the right, like, is that person a hero? Is that person a villain? You kind of have to squint to see it, but so there's a couple of those, but
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely a star-studded cast for sure. So that'll be fun to go through. So join us for that next week, and then we'll get into the season after that. All right. So thank you for watching along the whole season. Sound off with your thoughts on, again, the season, the winner, the cast, everything, and subscribe to the channel for more Survivor every week, as well as a variety of other content. Tons of stuff. All right. And
be good.
Like the video if you enjoyed, and let me give you a random Tarqaron video to watch next.
All right, random rules.
That's right. Out of over 800 videos.
It's crazy.
So don't you go check out episode 10 of Survivor Fiji. That's the Edgardo blindside. Yeah.
Hey, that's a good one.
Check that out. And go to zacharcher.net/survivor for all of our Survivor stuff. You can go season by season, or you can go in the channel. We got a playlist for all of our Survivor videos and a separate playlist for each season, all that. So thank you. And on to the next one.